Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the holler. Hey, today I'm going to be installing the new rack extension for my Silverbac. It's going to take us up to 877 square inches of cooking, and we're going to test it out by making some jerky. So stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, before we get started, I'd like to apologize for not having a video up last week. My family and I were taking a trip down to see my family down in Mississippi, and I just didn't have the time to be able to put out a video. With that being said, today what I have for you is the new rack extension from Gorilla Grills. They sent this over for me to test out, and I'm going to really test it out today. We're gonna install it, and then we're going to see how much meat we can fit on the sucker. So this takes your cooking surface up to 877 square inches. I just confirmed that with Mark. And I'd like to challenge anyone to go find a grill built this well for $700 delivered to your house. 877 square inches. You can't find that. So first, I'd like to thank Gorilla for sending this. And let's go ahead and get it unboxed, and we'll show you how it comes. So it comes in this nice little box. Let's go ahead and get it opened up. Actually, it looks like we're gonna have to open it from this end, from the long end. As always, with anything from Gorilla, they pack stuff extremely well. Let me put this down here, so maybe you can see as I pull everything out. I bet that's the instructions. Hey, so first let's go ahead and look at these instructions. So it shows you everything that you're getting. And there's not much to putting this thing in. Looks fairly simple. We got left and right side brackets to go in. You put your back rack in. You put a brace across the middle, and then you install your front one. Seems simple enough. Sorry guys, the wind's blowing pretty good here today. Alright, so here's the new rack. And here are the braces that go in your grill. And this is the big brace that's gonna basically go across the middle of the two racks for support. So let me show you what these look like. So this is basically gonna go inside your grill where your top rack is right now. And let me show you how it attaches. So, see how that is bent right there? Right here. This is going to attach on inside your grill where your existing brackets go. Then that's what's going to hold it in place from the back side. Does that make sense? Alright, let's go ahead and get it put in. Looks like a very simple install. Alright, so first we take our left bracket. You can tell them apart once you get it. And we just install it here. See how that little bent part basically goes across that. Very easy. Now we'll put the right one in. Once again, very easy. Alright, first thing it says to do next is put your original rack back in, basically in the same place it was, just on top of these new holders. Alright, simple enough. Right now, we put this new brace in. This is basically going to brace both of these. And it just goes just like so. Now you don't got to worry about if you got something heavier. Your top rack is actually supported now. And actually mine, here's a tip. I had to bend my rack a little bit because I placed some heavier stuff on top and it was kind of bent down. So I had to bend it back in place so that it would actually go in good. Now I ain't got to worry about that because this brace is in here. Alright, and last we put our new rack in. There we go. 877 square inches of cooking now. And it's supported pretty well, guys. You could definitely fit some racks of ribs up there, no problem. For today, what we're going to do is test out is I have 5 pounds of London broil already cut up, and we're going to make some jerky out of it. We're going to see how much of that we can fit on here. So sit right there, and we're going to go get the jerky started. Alright guys, like I said, I got 5 pounds of cut up London broil here. Now I'm going on a camping trip here soon, and that's what I'm making this for. And I don't really have time to do the whole marinated overnight type thing, so what I'm using today for our seasoning is this Clem's Oregon Trail seasonings. I got this from a store up here called Buy Mart. Now this is just a dry seasoning. The instructions say, look at this. So it just basically says you sprinkle it on the seasoning just like salt or pepper. Rub and tumble the meat by hand until seasoning is thoroughly mixed in. That's all you do, and you can put it straight in. Now it says you can let it sit in the refrigerator for, this says 4 hours if your meat's pretty thick, but mine's not that thick, so we're good to go. We're just going to go ahead and mix it up and then go ahead and put it straight on. Now here's their phone number and website if you're interested in looking into that. I think this pack was about $7, and it's enough seasoning to do 15 pounds of meat. So for 5 pounds, it says right around 1/3 cup. Now the first time I use this stuff, it is a little bit salty, so I've been backing off exactly what they say to do. So I don't have the 1/3 cup all the way full, just almost. Now what I'm gonna do to get it in really good is I'm gonna do just like they say, use just like salt, pepper. But then, once I get this top layer of meat seasoned up, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in a bag. And that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna keep seasoning, peeling off the top layer, put in the bag. And then whatever seasonings I have left over, I will go ahead and dump in the bag. and then mix it up really good by hand. Alright, now that I got all the meat somewhat seasoned and in the bag, now I just want to basically work the bag. Just work the meat around in there, just kind of rubbing it. Alright, we'll let that sit there until our grill's ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the Silverbac as low as it'll go, which is 180 degrees. I'm using still pecan, hickory, and cherry. Then it's probably going to take between 3 to 4 hours on the cook. I'll let you know the times once we're done. But I will flip it about halfway through. And let's go ahead and get the grill going. Alright guys, the Silverbac's right up to around 180 degrees. Let's see how much of this meat we can get on these new racks. I'm going to start with the top rack first. Alright guys, I got all 5 pounds on there with room to spare, so top rack I got pretty packed out. Bottom rack, not so much. I didn't even go all the way to the back, if you can see back there. So there's still room to put more on here. Alright, so like I said, I'm just going to let this go for a while. I'll flip it over, and then 3 to 4 hours we'll start checking for doneness. I'll show you what that looks like later. Alright guys, it's been 2 hours since we started to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up and we're going to flip them over. Yeah, they're getting pretty good color right now. You know what, I want to try something. I'm going to flip the top side, the top rack, and not the bottom, and let's see if it makes a difference. Alright, we'll let those continue cooking. They're not quite ready yet, so we've maybe got about another 2 hours. Alright guys, our jerky's been on for about 3.5 hours, and I'm about ready to call it done. So let me show you what I did. So I took one piece, took it off, let it start cooling down, and what we want to check for now is basically bending it. You see how, oh, let me get up there. See how that pulled apart right there? That's when you know it's getting done. When it can pull apart like that, but it's still bendable. It's not gonna break on you. If you go too much longer, some of the thinner pieces will start getting crispy and, you know, start breaking on you. But I want mine to where it still has a little bit of bend to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of it. It's all got some really nice color on it. Now, the thing about jerky is when you pull it off, it's not really at its best yet. You're gonna need to let it set up for at least a day. At least in my experience, it's better the next day. So let me go ahead and get all this off here. We'll show you what it looks like, and we'll wrap this up. Alright guys, here's the end product. So we got 5 pounds of beef jerky here. I forgot to mention, I told you that this was London broil, but I didn't tell you what I paid for it. So I got it at Safeway, and it's choice graded, and they had it on sale for $2.97 a pound. So this is $15 worth of beef jerky here for 5 pounds. You ain't getting that in the store for 15 bucks. I don't know if you looked at the price of beef jerky, but this is the way to go. On my little experiment, or I flipped and didn't flip. So these two right here, one's flipped and one's not flipped. And guess what? I done forgot which one was which, and I cannot tell. Which tells me that flipping does not matter in this case. You can look through all these. I just pulled them off. They all look the same to me. So there we go. We debunked. No flip for beef jerky. As far as the rack goes, it was plenty of space. Is it right for everyone? Well, it depends on how much you like to cook, and if you're planning on cooking for larger crowds. If you're going to be doing multiple racks of ribs and chicken or something like that, then yes, it's a good investment. For me, it's a very good investment because we always have people over, I always cook. For my daughter's graduation party, I cooked 6 racks of ribs, and the Silverbac only held 5, and I had to put another one on a Weber kettle. If I would have had this rack, I could have easily fit another one, maybe even 2 more in there, because it's got plenty of room now. So I shouldn't have to worry about any room. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, when this cools down, I'm going to let it cool down, then I'm just going to put it in Ziploc bags and probably put it in the refrigerator, because I'm telling you, the next day, jerky's way better. I don't know if just the seasoning set up or something overnight, but once it's set for at least a day, it's a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in some Ziploc bags. Alright guys, that's it for our jerky cook. As always, if you got any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And always, holler back.